Hello and welcome to Sacred Lotus Yoga. I'm Sarah, and for today's practice we'll be tapping into our root chakra, which when balanced can cultivate a greater sense of emotional as well as physical stability. This class is the first of a 7-part chakra-inspired series, so I invite you to join me over the course of the coming weeks as we explore chakras in all their glory. We're going to begin today's class sitting in a comfortable cross-legged seat, resting your hands down onto the knees. Take a deep inhale and exhale, close the eyes. Bring your awareness into the present. Notice any sensations inside of the body. Noticing your emotions. Connecting with the mind. Connecting with the body. Notice what brought you here today for this practice. And we'll gently blink our eyes open. We'll make our way towards the back of the mat, into Child's Pose. Bring the big toes to touch, knees together. Hips are heavy towards the heels. Walk the arms out in front of you. Rest your forehead down on the mat. Just allowing the body to soften, allowing the body to round and relax. For our first pose today, we're going to bring our hands behind us, reaching your fingers towards the back of the room. On an inhale, we're going to lift the body up. Bring your right leg forward, coming into low lunge. And exhale, coming back into Child's Pose. Inhale, stepping the right leg back up into low lunge. And exhale, coming back into Child's Pose. On an inhale, step the right leg up, low lunge. Exhale, Child's Pose. Begin to move with your own breath. Moving as slowly, with as much control and awareness as you can. Not to worry if you need to guide the right foot up into low lunge. Next time you come up, rest the hands down onto the knee, or rest the fingertips down onto the mat, or maybe plant the palms. Just go to where feels right for you today. Allowing the pelvis to be heavy, allowing the hips to drop forward and down. Sending the breath deep down the spine. Connect with your breath. And wherever you are, come up onto the fingertips and we'll step our right leg to meet the left, coming back into Child's Pose. Take a moment here, take a breath. On an exhale, we're going to reach the arms back. Inhale, step the left foot forward, this time into low lunge. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Inhale, left leg comes up towards the top of the mat into our low lunge. And begin to move once again with your own breath. And take your time, there's no rush here. Just do what feels right for you. Moving in and out of our low lunge, creating some space into the hips. And the next time you come into your low lunge, rest your hands on top of the knee, or maybe rest the hands down onto the mat. And we'll send the breath back down through the spine, dropping the hips heavy, creating more space, more of an opening. We tend to hold a lot of our emotions in our hips, so just notice what rises. Breathe through it. And exhale, coming back up onto the fingertips. And we'll bring our left leg to meet the right. Coming back into our child's pose. Allowing a moment of quiet. A moment of peace within. Gently looking up towards our hands. From here, we're going to make our way into our first downward facing dog. Spread the fingertips nice and wide, tuck the toes under. Lift the knees off the mat as you send the hips high. Pressing the mat away from you. We'll begin to walk through the legs. So we'll bend deeply into the left knee and bend deeply into the right. So we're bending and straightening opposite leg. Opening deeply into the hips, creating more space through the spine. Coming into stillness, keep the knees deeply bent. We're trying to create a nice long spine while we send our hips high. Press the mat away from you. Look towards the knees. Remembering to breathe. We're going to make our way up towards the top of the mat, walking one foot in front of the other, coming into a forward fold. Feet are hip-width distance apart. The upper body hangs heavy over the legs. Knees as deeply bent as you need. Coming into Ragdoll Pose, allowing the upper body to be as heavy as it needs. On an exhale, we're going to gently unwind the body up to standing. Stacking vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly peeling the body up to standing. So the last thing to come up is the shoulders, the neck, the head. Standing nice and tall. Shoulder blades rolling down away from the ears. Palms face forward. Grounding through both feet evenly. Close the eyes. Draw the awareness back inside the body. We're going to gently begin to rock the body forward and back. Noticing how that feels. And then we'll rock the body side to side. And then we'll pause somewhere in between, finding our center. I want you to imagine a red ball of light traveling down through the body on the inhale, sending that red ball of light down to the lower part of your spine, down towards your tailbone. And imagine that red ball of light as it glows. Notice how that makes you feel. Notice the emotions, what feelings are rising up. And on your next exhale, gently tuck your chin in, drop your head forward, allow the arms to become heavy, the shoulders to drop forward. We're going to gently roll back down into our forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to, allowing the hips to be heavy. And back down into our Ragdoll Pose. On an inhale, coming into a straight spine into halfway lift. Plant the hands on the shins, hinge forward from the hips. Long spine. Exhale, folding forward over the legs. Once again. Inhale, bring the hands down onto the mat. We're going to heel toe the feet as wide as the mat so the toes come out, the heels come in. Send the hips down, coming into Muladhara, into Yogi Squat. You can use your arms to help guide your knees a little bit more open while your hips hang heavy towards the mat. Connect with your breath. Long inhale. long exhale. Imagining that ball of light once again. Long inhale. Long exhale. Bring your hands down onto the mat. We're going to drop our hips heavy onto the ground. We bring our knees together and make our way down onto our backs. Coming down, nice and softly, nice and gently, stretch the arms forward. Gently tuck the tailbone under, and as slowly as you can, dropping one vertebrae at a time, coming down onto our back, or however you can get there. Nice and gently. We'll walk our feet closer in towards the body, so you can almost graze your heels with your hands. We'll plant our hands down onto the mat. We'll gently begin to rock our pelvis forward and back. This rocking motion just warms up the lower spine. On an exhale, we're going to lift our hips up off the mat as we come up into a gentle bridge pose. Hips are high, glutes will be engaged. And exhale, gently lower the spine, lower the hips down onto the mat. Take an inhale, and on an exhale, lift the hips once again. This time we're going to bring the arms into it, reaching the fingertips up towards the sky. And exhale, gently lower, arms and hips. Inhale, raising the hips, raising the arms. Exhale, gently lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, gently lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. And we'll hold here for a moment, holding at the top. Remember to breathe. Steady breath. And exhale, release and lower the hips down. Draw the knees in towards the belly. Taking hold of opposite knee, we're going to drop our knees out to the sides of our body. We're going to make our way into happy baby from here. Hold here as you are, or you can take hold of the outer edges of the feet, or use the 2-piece fingers to take hold of your big toes, or take hold of your ankles or wherever you can. Drawing the knees down towards the armpits, keeping the spine long and flat on the mat. Soften the muscles of your face. Release any tension. Release any stress, any strain, any worries. Let it go. And we'll gently release our legs. Draw the knees back into the belly once again, giving them a gentle embrace. And we'll take a twist from here. We're going to drop our knees over to the left, open the arms into cactus, bending at the elbows, palms face the sky, and look over to the right. You can adjust your hips and your knees, however you feel you need to make this twist nice and comfortable. Relax the belly, relax the arms. Notice what you notice here. We'll gently come back to center and we'll drop the knees over to the right, bring the gaze over to the left. Soften where you can. Notice the body. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere at all, and see if you can bring some softness to those areas. Gently draw the knees back to center. One final embrace. You can draw the forehead to meet the knees, just to stretch out the spine, stretching out the neck. And then we'll gently lower the head back down towards the mat. Keeping hold of the knees, allowing the tension to release in the lower back. And from here, we'll make our way into our Shavasana, walking your feet wide, arms rest down, palms face the sky, soften the entire body. Notice what you notice. Notice how you feel, your physical body. Notice the mind. Notice what you've released. And this is where I'll leave you for today. Thank you very much for joining me for today's Root Chakra class. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you again on the mat very soon. Namaste.